Whoa, oh, oh. La, da, 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 oh, oh, oh. La, da, 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 oh, oh, oh. La, da, da, da. Making our Christmas memories.
Hello friends, welcome to Vlogmas Day 2. Today I thought I would do a Q&A, but before I get into the Q&A, I'm gonna open the first 2 days of my advent calendar. So let's get right into it. I'm trying to... Ooh, this is very, very pretty. Do you see that? That's so pretty. Oh, that is so cool. That is so cool. Look at that, guys. Eesh. It's like little boxes with numbers. How do I know? Oh, there's 2 layers. Okay, so because I can see it doesn't go up very high here. Can you see that? Oh. You can see it doesn't really go up to a very high number, but if I remove day 9, you can see there's day 20 under it. So it seems like there's a couple layers of the advent calendar. Yay! So let's get right ahead and open day 1. I'm not even gonna guess what these things are because I honestly have nothing to go off of. I'm not too sure what is in each of them. Oh, I got a matte lipstick. A MAC matte lipstick. Look at that. It's a MAC matte lipstick, and look at that color. That's really cool. The color is 617 Velvet Teddy. Sounds pretty cool. Sounds very, very cool. This is my first ever MAC lipstick. I've never owned MAC lipstick before. It's just never been in my budget, guys. What can I say? That doesn't suit me. That's not my shade. That is just not my shade. It's pretty, don't get me wrong, it's very pretty, but it's not my shade. So I can already tell that this is gonna be gifted to somebody else. Day 2, which is today. Let's see. Ooh, what is this? Elemis Pro Collagen Night Cream, Anti-Wrinkle Hydrating Night Cream. Look at that. I've heard of Elemis, but it also sounds like a brand that's never necessarily been in my budget. So, this MAC lipstick smells really, really good, but I should really wipe it off because I look like a lunatic right now. Okay, I'm gonna try to film this with the most minimal editing possible. I'm trying to channel my inner Steven Pereira because he somehow can say everything that he wants to say perfectly in a video without having to edit out a lot of his like tangents and stuff, and I just go on way too many tangents. So let's hope I don't do that right now. But, well, Keegan is on his way to his brother's house to drop off the keys because we're about to head off to Hearties for a couple of days. The first question actually is, someone asked me if I'm married or not, and it's a definite no. I'm not married. I think the entire world would know. I would be screaming it from a rooftop if I was married. But yeah, right now, no, I'm not. Do you want to work for South African Airlines again? I don't think so. I'm very, very happy in charter. If I wasn't flying charter right now, then I probably would be applying to South African based airlines. I probably would be trying to get into the airline industry again. I'm just very, very, like, so happy, so grateful for where I am right now and for the fact that I am flying. But I think that the way my life has turned out is the way that it was always meant to turn out. Would you ever apply internationally? So I applied for Qatar when I first got into aviation, and they of course rejected me at the first glance. I think it was because my scar is visible. I burnt my arm with boiling hot water when I was about 5 years old. I wanted to make myself a cup of tea and my mother was ignoring me, so we ended up with this baby. To answer your question, no, I don't want to fly internationally. There's just nothing about being an international flight attendant that makes me want to do it. Like, of course the places that an international flight attendant gets to go to are much cooler. Like, you get to go to Rome and London, New York, all these places. That would be amazing. Of course that would be amazing. But since flying for my national carrier, flying for SAA and getting those international destinations is out of the question, I don't want to fly international for any other airline, honestly. I don't want to apply for the Qatars and Emirates again. It just doesn't seem like a place I want to be at, honestly. The stories I've heard from past crew and present crew there are just not great, and I just don't want to put myself in that position. So yeah. Next one was, which country has been your favorite to fly in so far? I don't know. I feel like they're all kind of at the same place in my grading system, at least. I think the country I've enjoyed living in so far would probably be Niger. I just liked that apartment so much, like the apartment with the pool and everything. It was just very good vibes, you know. What was the biggest challenge and the biggest reward you experienced this year? Oh my goodness. The biggest challenge, to be perfectly honest, was staying in that research assistant job. It was a really difficult job for me personally. Getting the tasks done and stuff wasn't that difficult, but just like being there, the amount of work I had to do, the amount of my own personal life I had to give up to be present there, and to put in all of those extra hours to get one presentation done, and to be waking up that early to get work done before my work hours, and to come home and be on my laptop completing work, and to be working on like I just could never switch off, you know. There was just a lot. It was so much. And then also with the struggle of not being able to fly, I think this year that was definitely my most challenging experience. And my most rewarding, I want to say, is the fact that I just stayed hopeful and open to flying opportunities, because look where it's brought me now. Where is this cool place you're doing your hair? I was at the salon yesterday and I got my hair done. I get my hair done at Redefine Beauty. It's in Dunkeld in Johannesburg. I will link their website or Instagram or some kind of contact detail for them down in the description box for you guys if you're keen on getting your hair done there. It's definitely a nicer salon, so you will pay a bit more, but the services that they give definitely reflect the price. But funny story that I was thinking about yesterday when I was getting my hair done there was this white lady in the salon who was getting her nails done, and she was just staring at me, just like constantly staring at me. And eventually she explained, like, I'm sorry, I'm a hairstylist as well, but obviously I work on white people hair and I've never seen like a black person's hair being done. So she was just super intrigued, and she was just watching the process of all of this happening and coming together. And then we got to talking, and I was complimenting her nails and everything, and she was like, oh, you should get your nails done now too, you know, like you're sitting there like getting your hair done. And I was like, well, I'm still a week away from going back to work, so I'm so rough on my nails, I'll definitely like destroy them before I leave. And then we got to talking about my job in Sudan and everything like that, and she was so fascinated by it and so like intrigued. And it just sounded so cool to her. She was like, oh my word, I don't know anybody with that kind of life. That's so cool and so different. You should start a YouTube channel. I just thought that was so sweet and so funny that she said that to me. It was just so funny. Okay, and the last question was, do I prefer commercial or charter flying? Why, and pros and cons of each. A mouthful, I know. I know, girl. Okay, so yeah, this is a subject I could talk about all day. So I actually, if you guys are keen, I'm so happy to do a dedicated video on that where I describe the pros and cons of charter flying, as well as discuss the pros and cons of commercial flying and how it's been in my experience, at least. Let me know, like I said, in the comments if you would be keen for me to do that, because of course I would happily do that for you guys. But there's pros and cons to both though, you know, like overall I definitely prefer charter flying, right? But there's pros and cons to each. And I think with commercial flying, the main thing that I enjoyed so much and the thing that I miss the most about commercial flying is that there was an opportunity for me to make many friends with different crew members each day, and that there was always this variety of like, tomorrow I'm flying with different people that I've never met before. I'm gonna learn about them and who they are and their background, and we'll learn like jokes between each other and stuff like that. And just flying with many more passengers and getting to meet so many more passengers and hearing their little snippets of each person's life on a daily basis is really cool. I think also commercially a lot of things are much more streamlined. A lot of things are taken care of that you don't have to worry about. Like, you get on board, you do your checks, you report that to your senior, and then, you know, you kind of just get on with your day and you do your things. Whereas with charter, a lot of things are a bit more manual, so I have to handwrite my cabin report and fill in like each piece of equipment that I've checked, which doesn't bother me at all. It's something that, like, you know, you get used to. You end up being able to do it at quite a speed actually, but you've also got so much time to do it when you're flying charter anyway, that it's not actually that stressful to do. In charter flying, I think a lot of things we have to take care of ourselves, like if we have to figure out catering for a VIP flight, or I don't know, whatever. And I'm just thumb sucking there. I've never had to actually sort out catering for a VIP flight, but you know, I'm just saying the chances of having to do something like that are much higher in charter flying. In charter flying, you don't get to meet thousands of passengers in a month and all these different crew members. You live with your set of crew for an extended period of time. So although you don't get to meet all these different people, you get to know the people that you do meet on a much better level, if that makes sense. Like, you get to actually build proper solid friendships with these people. Yeah, like I said, I could go on and on for days about this, but let me know if you guys would be keen on me doing a dedicated video, because I would happily do that. I think those are all the questions I'm gonna answer for today, because like I said, we're about to head out and I just need to finish packing. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll see you all again on Monday for Vlogmas Day 3. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Please continue spreading good vibes and being kind. Bye bye.